All right. That worked. I guess we're live. I'm trying something new this summer. That's right, Tillin. Coming this summer. I should be the movie voice guy. Coming this summer. I remember what you did in the 90s. I'm trying this new feature from YouTube. Give me a minute here. They just enabled it for our channel. Seems to be working. We're about to jump into the charts, into markets, into trading, into all the goodies. I guess my headphones weren't. Yep, they're dead. There we go. Very experimental today. Just give me another minute. I think we should be good to go. Let's do it. Let's send it. With your help, we're going to send it here. Seems operational. Let me know if there's any issues with the audio, video, the stream, stability, I don't know, anything like that, please. You guys always do a great job of that, but especially today as I'm trying out this new feature. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. It is another beautiful day in 2026. We have all-time highs in markets, not in Bitcoin, but I guess in other markets. I need to admit it when I'm wrong. I like to tell you guys when I'm right. I'm right a lot, but sometimes I'm wrong. I thought markets were topped for the year. Some of them may still be. However, we have some big old all-time highs coming across in the S&P today, in the rut today. Though, to be fair, I said I don't think the rut is done. But S&P, all-time highs in the last 3 days. Rut putting on further gains. And I don't know what's happening here. What is going on here? What is happening with markets? They're just juicing, and they don't seem to care about anything going on. I don't know. Kind of weird. Yesterday was a pretty solid day of green. We saw some really big bounces across the market, such as our buddy SpaceX. SpaceX reached to 122? 126. Just shy of our 135 IPO price. We're looking for a sweep of liquidity there, short potential. I believe that shares unlock tomorrow, August 4th, for SpaceX. That's going to add some selling pressure in there. Certainly not a bullish event. However, markets don't really seem to care what a bullish event is anymore. They kind of just do whatever they want to do, and I guess that is up. However, Elon finally managed to put SpaceX on the moon in the last 24 hours by crashing a SpaceX rocket into the moon. Unintentionally, to my knowledge. I don't believe that was planned. But he finally did it. So I'll give it to him. On 2 things today. I'm starting it off cold. I was wrong. He put a rocket on the moon. And we have all-time highs on the S&P and the rut. The thing that I am now watching, and I'm not going to say worried about. I'm worried about the call. But worried about the call, not worried about the chart. Gold and silver. Gold and silver pulling a sneaky on us today, rallying intensely. Gold up to about 4,300. Silver overnight reaching into the low 60s, 62. Now it is still a lower high from July, but these downtrends may be breaking. We may be seeing an actual move on gold and silver. I thought that they were just going to trade sideways and down throughout the rest of the year. Maybe I've been too bearish. Something that I don't think I've ever really said before this year. I don't know if I've ever been bearish on anything before this year. It's kind of weird. What's up, Psycho Savage? I see you over there. Thank you for hyping it up. Good reminder. I need you guys to click the like buttons. I need you to tap the screens. Let's get some hearts going. We're doing live trading and analysis here today for your viewing pleasure. So I appreciate you all the hype. Say hello. Ask questions. Let me know what you're looking at today. I'm going to need help here. There's a lot of charts moving. What's up, Hendrik, Tillin, Chris Pax? What's up, my guy? I've been liking your tweets lately, Chris. You've got good tweets. What's up, Sala, Iham, Martyr, Pickle, One House, S Jack? Bitcoin will reach all-time high in 2026? I don't think so. I would love for that to be true. That would be fire. I'm not there yet. Maybe we can all hope it into existence if we all wish upon a star. Have you guys seen any stars lately? Let's wish upon them. Who else is here? Arjunas Vayadas Valuki. What's up, Devin the Dude? Reposted the stream. Thank you over on X. What's up, Dr. Crypto? Blue Mountain Fire, Evil Shenanigans. What's up, Insomnia, Ethan, Eerie User? What up, dude? What up, Devin? My guy. What are we looking at today? What's up, Vet? I don't know why everything's going up because $1 trillion has not gone to stock yet. I would say we are printing money hand over fist. What do we put on in the last 2 years? $4 trillion worth of debt. I think that a solid debt or a solid inflation target or measurement it could be the spending of the U.S. government. Now, obviously, the spending of the U.S. government, if it goes up by 1%, why does TikTok did it again? I didn't violate nothing, TikTok. This is my content. If the U.S. government spending goes up by 1%, that logically shouldn't increase inflation by 1% because government spending isn't the entire world's, isn't the entire value of the U.S. dollar or the entirety of the U.S. dollar. However, I think that there might be an argument made. I think there could be that it's damn close. The U.S. government has printed, we talk about the Fed, printing. I mean, the Fed hasn't done quantitative easing in forever now. But we talk about the Fed pushing inflation, but it is the government. The U.S. government has always been the driver of inflation for the U.S. dollar, period. It prints money. It has very little, it has oversight, but seemingly that oversight just has eroded over the years. We don't seem concerned at all with paying the debt down or controlling the debt. Let's be real. Neither side of the aisle at this point is a party of small government or a party of lowering the government budget. Every side of the aisle wants to print more. Likely because they print more and then that money goes into their donors and then their donors give them money. But that is neither here nor there. What's up, 965T5? What's up, brother? It's you, Ed, my friend. My friend, Ed. Thank you. What's up, Will E? User Finis. What's up, friends? Yes, encourage your users to like the live and share. Yeah, hit those like buttons and subscribe. Share out the live streams. We're just getting started here. We're talking about gold and silver. Really, we're talking about inflation. I think that assets continuing to put in all-time highs is weird, but maybe does have to do with inflation, and maybe certainly is a reflection of inflation. Doesn't mean that inflation is the only thing driving them, but it certainly is a reflection of them. In May, we had a huge increase in the M2 supply. I didn't actually check this until right now, but in June, we had a much smaller increase. And when I say smaller, 0.4% in 1 month is not that small. I think U.S. government spending is a great measure of inflation, but the M2 supply could be an even better one. The scary thing when we look at the M2 supply is that it doesn't even come close to the expectations the Fed has for inflation. For example, between April and May, the M2 supply increased 1.1%. The Fed's looking for 2% annually. If we assume, 0.5% a month, that is 6%. 6%. That's 3 times the Fed's target. And I weirdly believe that I think that's pretty close to the U.S. government's budget increase year over year. 6%. Suspicious. Maybe not suspicious. Certainly the M2 supply can have other factors can impact it. I don't know, as people move money in and out of savings into different accounts, sure. But I think as the overall picture, if you accept that there's going to be some fluctuation of those kind of accounts rotating, whether people are in assets or more in savings over time, I think that it doesn't really matter. I think that all probably equals out and shows us a picture closer to 6%. The problem with 6% inflation is that market is supposed to be 7%, 5 to 7%, 7 to 10%, something like that. That eats away almost all of market gains, leaving us at a 1% gain being in market value. That is pretty rough. I think that does reflect the reality of what we've seen over the last decade. Everything has gotten incredibly more expensive, despite random people telling you that it's not. I don't know how someone can look you in the eye and say things haven't gotten more expensive or things aren't more expensive. That seems crazy to me. But they have been, and we all experience it. Look at your grocery bill. Look at the amount of money you spend anytime you leave your house to do anything. I can't, like, I remember saying a few years ago, I can't leave my house without spending $100. Like, to go do anything, any activity, I don't know, whatever it is, except, you know, hiking or something where there's no money involved. But you can go to the bar, $100. Go to the grocery store, way more than that. And that number, I think, is inching up. I think it's like now more than 100. Everyone was getting numb to it. The problem is people aren't making money faster. They're just having higher bills, having to pay more. Things are getting squeezed harder and harder and harder. And I think that is where the confusion for me comes with these all-time highs in stocks. It just is. How are we? I don't think that we're really delivering more. I don't think we're delivering more in this capacity, at least. I don't think that, let's say, from 2025, we've grown 30%. I don't see that happening. I don't believe it at all. Perhaps if everyone's wages were up 10%, 20%, 30%, then it would be a little more understandable. But wages have not grown at all, yet everything else continues to get more expensive. I'm getting off topic, but hey, your electric bill has gone up 2.5%, 2.5 times since January. That's crazy. Prepare for more of that. Hopefully, I wonder, Psycho Savage, did you have a AI data or like a data center built near you? I bet. What's up, David B? Over on Kick. You're the man. What's up, Val? Unnatural growth. I mean, certainly the U.S. market has grown. That I'm never going to debate. It's grown. I think that growth may even have honestly been stunted by AI. I think AI will eventually bring larger growth. But I think a lot of the investment that would have gone somewhere else this year and last year went into like OpenAI or Anthropic. And I don't think that those things have returned at all on their investments. Not yet. At least not yet. What's up, Tennis with Dennis? What a good name. What's up, Casper? Randy? Everyone's bill goes up in electric months, or in the summer months, of course. We have air conditioners on. We are conditioning our air with electricity instead of like gas. But still, there's already data to tell you that when a data center is built in your area, that your utility bills go up whatever percent. I wouldn't say 250%, but they certainly go up a measurable amount. They're trying to put one in 50 minutes from you, David? Dude, I would fight it. Boof. What's up, Matt Grimes? How you doing, bro? Is grown and consolidated where the largest holders don't need to sell. Crimple Flatty. What's Crimple Flatty? Sorry for the language. You're good, bro. House payment is up 23% because of taxes and insurance costs. Dude, there is not a single deflationary force seemingly in the entire world right now. Can you guys name on any of the chats across any of the viewers? Can you guys name any deflationary forces that are going on like that exist right now? Speaking of inflationary forces, I am looking at the chat waiting for you guys to come up with one. Here comes another. Shrinkflation is crinkle something. Here's another one. Boom. Here's a huge one. Copper right now, in this moment, it heard me talking about inflation and was like, hey, wait up. Copper in this exact moment during this live is hitting, is it an all-time high? An all-time high? I believe so. I always want to make sure before I say it. Yep. Copper all-time high right now. Tom Crown's a deflationary force. True. I am. Right now, in this moment, copper is at all-time high, $6.77. It just broke out in this hour. Literally in this hour. Copper is in everything. Copper is actually an expensive part of everything. Of housing. Of builds. Of everything. Copper, wires. Anything with wires, any electronics, there you go. Literally right now, hitting all-time highs. Let's see where the next target is. That was finally the 1618 extension, right? Oh, wait, no. That was just back to June's high here. Let's see. Using our fib tool, our local move gives us 725, a solid target. I'll say 750, 760. Check this out. 760. I like 760 here. Oh, that's bad news, Bears. Okay, it was. I was right. It is an extension. So this is all the way back in 2022 to your low in June. Our 1618 was right here at 675. That's the number right now that was broken. Potentially now in price discovery, though, nobody wants copper. Nobody wants copper to go up. This is my charge headset, so I'm going to take it off. Nobody wants copper to go up. Certainly someone will hope to manipulate it back down. The next upside target when you get to the bigger moves here is all the way up at $8. $8 copper, man. Everything. I feel like copper is similar to gas, similar to oil. When oil goes up, everything gets more expensive. When copper goes up, the rest of the things get more expensive. If you don't make it with like gas, you probably make it with copper. Could be true of gold and silver too. We are seeing a run on metals again. Not quite the same as into last year and the beginning of this year, but silver up on the day, gold up on the day, and copper now at all-time highs. This is an interesting setup. I'm starting to feel more and more of everything is just reflecting inflation, front-running inflation maybe. Gold is the one that has me the most on edge about the short. It was looking like a solid breakdown, but today's candle puts us above our descending trend line. That's actually the first time we've been above this descending trend line, period. We put in a lower high in March, and we've been below it since. You can see for over a month, price consolidated sideways and now broke out. If gold gets sold back off today under 4,100, that's a clear sign to me that our target downward at 3,500 is coming. A close above could get interesting, could get spicy. Gold to silver, no interest rate cut probability. Well, I think that the yields have in the 3-month. The 3-month went back to no cut, I think. We can look at that next. Gold versus silver hanging out in its kind of median channel here. But gold, RSI moving up. There's a lot of resistance up here. 4,400s. And this was around where the stop for the short was originally anyway. I mean, it'll be damn. We were right. We called an open to August in green, and it does seem like everything's printing green. Sherwersh doesn't use the dot plots, does he? He doesn't put his dot on them for whatever reason. I saw that at the first FOMC there was a dot plot, but he didn't show it to us. Like, he didn't bring it up. So maybe the Fed is like publishing these behind the scenes. Fed dot plot, what was it? June? Maybe they're in the minutes. This was in June, though. We didn't get an update, to my knowledge, in July. 2026, most participants saw it where it is now, with 9 participants saying higher. Nine saying here or lower. This guy, there's always that one guy who's 25 BPS lower than everybody. The dot plot, though, shows declining rates. I feel like it has said that for a while. Am I long or short, Will? On gold? I mean, I'm short. Not comfortably short, though. Uncomfortably short. Shaking in my boots. I need some sun, Matt. I just got back from Cancun. I don't know. Sometimes the lighting in here makes me look paler. I've been getting plenty of sun, brother. I was in Cancun for a week. Gold, silver, Googler on the short play. That is a scary short. Opened up higher into the short today. Back down to fill its gap. But now you have a higher high. I think we're going to see 340-ish for Google. You've been out since you traded the IPO, the SpaceX IPO, and then you've been out. Smart man. Gold approaching major resistance. It is. It's not quite there yet. 4,400 though. Digital content has a short from 4,250. I think that's solid. What's up, Raul? San Miguel. What's up, bro? What's my take on BIP 110? Is BIP 110 they'll like get it, trying to get rid of ordinals and stuff? BIP. The one that we've been going over for like a year now. I don't really care. I don't know. I don't really care, I guess. Whatever miners decide is most profitable, I guess I'm good with. What's up, Vegas Claw? What's up, brother? D-Lo, how are you, man? Charts for water, dude. Water is going to be the new Bitcoin. Water is the new Bitcoin in like 2030. Sun's out, guns out. That's right, bro. Anti-spam. You know, I've always been a proponent of like a decentralized network. You're allowed to spam it. If you want to pay to spam it, you want to pay the miners to mine spam, go for it. I mean, there's a lot of like unimportant data, I feel like, on the blockchain. If it wasn't decentralized and I had a choice, I probably wouldn't have it. I probably wouldn't allow all that junk. But that's just not how that works. And if that is how that, you know, if I got to decide that, or if it's like what I wanted happened, then I wouldn't like Bitcoin. It wouldn't be decentralized. It wouldn't be the thing I started investing for. It would be something else. It wouldn't have the same value. Solana looks like crap. It is holding the trend really vaguely. I guess if you invert it, it doesn't look so crappy. If you invert it, maybe it is a little bullish here. It just looks like failed highs. Maybe I got the wrong take. Maybe this is still looking for upside. Just hard to think that for any crypto at this point. It's not just Solana. It's like any crypto. Like all of it seems to just be waiting for one more dump, one more low, one more flush. Maybe it doesn't come. I don't know. If we get through October and November and we don't have a flush, then probably bottoms in. Just too early. Water ETFs, my lord. That's the scary future. Matt Grimes, just come in and talk to yourself about XRP. Just start spouting off XRP. Good to have you, brother. What's your banker coin doing? What's a banker coin doing? Nothing. Just like everything else, nothing. Nada. It's in good company. We're all in good company here. We're all doing jack. Oh yeah, I was looking at interest rates. After the FOMC, we saw the 3-month yield drop 25 basis points. It's interesting that it's back up almost. We might be, the 3-month yield might actually be saying we are getting a cut, or we are getting a hike. My bad. I never mean we're actually getting a cut. I just say it accidentally sometimes. Originally, at the FOMC, it was like the 3-month is saying no. Now it's recovered, though. I didn't really expect that. It's hovering in between. Indecision. I wonder what the professionals... Ah, you sent all those roses, Ed, my guy. Thank you. Appreciate them. TikTok is like randomly hit our live again. I don't know. It just keeps saying like authenticity. I don't know what that means because this is our content. I don't know how it's not authentic. Let me see what the market pros over at investing.com say about the Fed rate. Let's check it out. Yep. Yep. Maybe we jumped the gun on that. Maybe I jumped the gun on that. There we go. Investing.com still has a 25 BPS hike in September at 57%, about 60%. That was as high as maybe 67%, so it has come down a little bit, but not a lot. It's very telling. Extremely telling. This is the first month that a hike will be above 50%, will be more likely than continuing the pause. You look at 50 BPS potentially by October, it's still coming. I wonder if markets are just going to rally now until September. They're going to like rally till the FOMC, get like blow off tops, and then it's over. What would be really cool is if markets rallied, stocks rallied until September, blow off tops, and Bitcoin bottomed, right, as everything else tops, and then they swap. I would take that. I'll take that future. That'd be cool. XNO? Yo, your Xano head. It's a good question. Let's see. For you, my guy. Of course. Halate. What's up, man? What's up? Good idea. Appreciate you, dude. Taco is launching Taco ETF. Taco ETF. Is it a Trump ETF or are you talking about something else? Nano. Nano not doing so hot. We can see that Nano, the Nano Bitcoin pair was delisted from Binance. Wow. Quite a brutal 8 years. This is something you need to be aware of when you see charts, I don't know, that look like this or even kind of like this at times. You got to remember that there are tons of these, especially in crypto, that don't do it. They don't do it. They don't go back. These are weeks. This is all the way. This is 2018. Traded at $36. It's now 40 cents. It's down 98.6%. In 8 years. Wow. Oh, Nano. Oh, Nano. I liked Nano. I liked the idea of Nano. I remember when I heard about it originally. It's like no transaction fee. I don't know how they pay the miners, but on Binance it traded to 15 cents. Damn. It's all the way down here on Binance. It looks like it does not look good, obviously. I hesitate to ever say like anything will just never pump again because it's not, I mean, you can't know the future, and we've seen crazier things happen. We've seen things that, you know, just after years of nobody. ZEC, there you go. ZEC's a great example. Nobody cared about ZEC. Everybody hated ZEC forever, and then randomly it pumped, right? When the liquidity gets thin enough and market makers get savvy enough or invested enough, you can orchestrate a pump. Pumps are very like positive feedback loopish. When you get a pump, people pay attention to the price. People pay attention to the price. They buy. The price goes up more. It can happen, but man, this looks bad. Really locally, this looks okay. I mean, you have a nice little flag painting out here. I'm not sure how I could in good conscience like say anything positive. Say anything like about upside simply because, you know, we're 8 years in. It will probably pump at some point. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't think that it's a risk I'm willing to take, or a risk that I think makes sense. I think Ed just has bags. I don't think Ed's looking to like buy more. Whew. A lot of chart history though for a crypto. Has a 100-month moving average at $1.60. That'd be a cool target. If you saw this breakout, $1.60 would be interesting. Still wouldn't have gone anywhere. Have I talked about silver yet? I have, but maybe not enough. We should. Just for you, Ed. 100%, yeah. I figured. Reminder, keep hitting the like button, keep subscribing, keep joining the fam. Say hello in the chat. Let me know what you're looking at. Appreciate you tuning in today. Liquidity begets liquidity. It does, and it's just that simple. Once there's just no more sellers, that is what happened at this. That's what happened for ZEC. I'm gonna look at silver, but really quick. ZCash, literally, that's what happened with ZCash. There were no more sellers of this coin. There's no more. It's similar chart. Maybe this is something to think about, Ed. Similar chart to Nano in the sense of it just did nothing for like 8 years. Lower highs, whatever. People hated this coin. People hated this coin even back in 2020. But they really hated this coin, I would say, throughout these years. And no, you know what? They didn't even hate it in these years. Nobody just talked about it. It was beyond hate. It was just nobody cared. There were just no more sellers left. Sellers capitulated. That means there's the more sellers that capitulate, and in theory, if there's no sellers, right, price goes up even without real buyers because there's simply no one there's no one to trade with. There's no liquidity. So you can push price up really easily. And when you push price up, what happens? People say, oh my God, ZEC went from $50 to $270 in October of 25 when everything else went down. And now all of a sudden, everybody's following it. Everybody's buying into the highs. I am surprised, actually, at how good this still looks. Actually, very surprised. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's held these lows even with this nasty wick with their liquidity pool or whatever exploited. You're still holding the low, still putting in higher highs. I don't know. If I was a madman, I'd be like, maybe looking for a long there. If ZEC breaks up from this flag and goes, I don't know, if it goes above 900, it will have done something I've never seen in crypto. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not going to hold my breath. You did a 15x on Nano with no leverage? Hell yeah, in 2021. Hells yeah. It was beyond hate. That's how these things are. It's like in crypto, the market makers just wait and wait and wait. They just grind you out. And then eventually there's just no more sellers and then they pump. The problem though is like if you reasonably were to buy it, right? Like if you think, well, I could just buy it when it's that low. If you were to buy it, the market makers probably wouldn't pump it. Not maybe just based on you, but like something gave you that idea. Unless you did something so counterintuitive, you're just like, I think this is going to go to zero, so I'm going to buy it. And then market makers just somehow have been working manipulating this to happen. Like, it's just, it won't happen. If there was a reason that motivated you to buy it at these prices, like for ZEC or something, then other people would have also. Just talking in like herd group numbers, right? Other people would have also. And those people buying would have been enough that market makers couldn't do this. They wouldn't be able to push it up. And or they wouldn't. Couldn't or wouldn't. And they would just continue grinding it until those people left. Like, it's like a timer. Not even a timer. It's like I'm not saying it as a chart, but it as the participants of the market makers, are waiting until, and I'm sure it's like they have equations and mathematical formulas like set out for this, and they know what supply's there, and they know exactly, like probably within a very close percent, like exactly the amount of selling that they can see. And they wait until that formula is like a positive return. And the more people who were to randomly buy it here, the longer it probably would have continued out. And if people just kept on buying it forever, maybe that's Litecoin's curse. It's really counterintuitive. It's so counterintuitive. It's like, maybe Litecoin's curse is that people keep buying it. Is that like there's like a community of people who keep buying it. And it's like market makers won't let it pump until those people stop buying it, and those people are out and they're not there to absorb the buying. It's weird. Does that pump because Arthur Hayes needed to pump his sell his bags? Yeah. I mean, so Arthur Hayes could have been the one doing that orchestrating, right? This is allegedly. Of course, I don't know what Arthur Hayes did. I'm talking about like a generalized picture. Market makers. I would say that he's a market maker. I don't know what he did, but that is a safe bet. It seems like that guy does tend to pump his bags. Look at this shit on Bitcoin. What is this on Bitcoin? What are we even doing here? What are we even doing here? It looks like the opposite of this. It's like, I don't even know. This is crazy. Maybe it's the ugliest Head and Shoulders ever. It's like a quintuple Head and Shoulders. It's like octopus. One Tom Crown TED Talk coming soon. I mean, I gotta pivot. I gotta pivot professions at this point. Litecoin is a new address every time you move it. I mean, you should make a new address every time you move any coin. That's not like Litecoin specific. I think it's about 40% it gets attention. The market makers know exactly like the cost to move it. They probably coordinate with exchanges overall and other market makers. Like they know the cost to move it, and really, it's also like a kind of a sliding gradient in real time. Like they push price up, and they see buyer or sellers come in, or buyers come in, whatever, and they can keep making this equation, and they can kind of see like, okay, well, this many people started buying it. And then as that increases, they at some point that equation flips, and it's like, okay, now there's liquidity, like enough liquidity to seller to get out to profit. So it's like the hype creates the top. I know a lot of you guys have felt that before. Maybe you didn't really understand why, or kind of thought maybe like that can't be true because buyers push price up. It's very counterintuitive. But hype and buyers on something that has that is traded so low for so long and like had sellers capitulate. Buyers, I think, are like the liquidity to get out that are whipped up, and it's calculated extremely specifically to get those people in. And as soon as there's enough people in, as soon as those people can exit, they exit, and then they got out of their bag. They put it into retail's hands. Allegedly. Allegedly. What's up, CBK? How you doing, man? Marcos. Yeah, remember CZ did get it, wasn't he? He was in jail and he got pardoned. Crime is legal. Crime is illegal. Biddy had around 3 all-time high peaks: July, August, October. So far, the July bottom printed. Now wait for August, then October. January, July, August, October. That's not a bad way to look at it. It's kind of cool. It's like waiting for that. 1, 2, 3, kind of like upside down. I wonder if this actually works. I want to put on music, but my headphones are dead. Light years away. There we go. Plugged them in. Why can't I find my ghost bars? Here we go. This. I think what we're gonna flip it and invert it. Flip it again. I see what you're meaning. I see what you're saying. I like this idea. I don't know. I was hoping that somehow this would like fit in some way. Doesn't have to, but I like where you're at with it. Okay, we need it so that, okay, we need it so the last, farthest to the right is the lowest. Okay. God, dude, sometimes these bar patterns are just cancer to move. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can actually get this to fit like that, but I get what you're saying. I like the concept of what you're getting at. So it flipped, and now it's mirrored. Something like this. That'd be crazy. Look at that. Wouldn't that be crazy? How screwed would we all be? We'd be so screwed. Everyone would be so wrecked. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the future, right? Everybody would be so freaking wrecked if it was something like this. Because then the bottom would be in October, just as it always is. But it'd only be like a little bit lower than June. Everybody's waiting for like a big move, and it's just like, bam. And then we start climbing back up. That'd be crazy. Finger tired. Yeah, 2,000 likes. Hell, it's Steak of Savage. My guy, you're the best. Appreciate you. Fireworks at the end of the year. So even if it doesn't play out like this, though, that would be really cool. I do like this. I do like it. But even if it doesn't play out like this, which, I mean, let's be real, probably won't. Probably won't. Probably will get more wrecked just because who knows. I'm going to make this cleaner. Here we go. Even if it doesn't play out like this, it's probably going to play out something similar. We're like probably going to see some kind of low in October. In the October. And then we're going to see it climb back up. Until proven otherwise, there's no reason to really expect anything different. We have seen the same thing over and over and over again. So far, this cycle has been really similar over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. It's just like the same thing. we didn't have as much upside. We had a diminishing high. The return diminished a lot. So it wouldn't be crazy to think that the low will diminish a lot. That maybe we won't see a 70%, 65%, 60%. It's possible, certainly, that we're at like 50%, that's it. I don't know if it's a good bet. I know that if I didn't have any Bitcoin and I wanted to have Bitcoin, or if I sold all of it up here, that I would be DCAing now. I would start positioning now. With the mindset of, okay, it's probably going to get cheaper. May not be cheaper for much longer. Maybe a quick cheaper. But that's where I'd be at. Do I trade stocks? Yeah. Yeah, Stockenboyen. That's what's at all-time high today. SP at all-time high. RUT at all-time high. And this 8,000 is my next target for the S&P. RUT we have been waiting for since March of this year. Honestly, we've been waiting much longer because it was last year that we were waiting for the break-in back test. From 2450 to 3150. Taking a long time. What's up, Emery? You want to swing a B? What are you swinging a B? What's up, Tom? What's up, Rockstar Cola? Been watching and buying Lyft. How's that going? Q's broke out too. I'm suspicious because I was thinking markets were topped like for this year, at least for like this quarter. They had some big crashes, like big pullbacks, sharp pullbacks, but now they're all like V-shape recovering. It just feels weird. Doesn't sit right. Hola, amigos. What's up, Renee Silva? What's up, Nature Joe? MCB, what's that? Coca-Cola, what's up, my friend? Coca-Cola. Cherry Coca-Cola. Cherry Coca-Cola. Where's MCB? Grab. Chicken to China, the Chinese chicken. I have not South Jersey. What is that? Tokenized leverage RAM? What is it? Oh, for RAM the hardware. No, I'm not. Whoa. Hey, really crazy. Wait, this is MCB crypto. I don't know if that's what you meant. Here we go. Metropolitan Bank. Ooh. Returning to its 2021 high slowly. It's already done all the retracements. It's already past everything. It's like 786 past, yeah. Way past it. 115. I mean, there's your upside target, I think. Market Cipher B, MCB. I do love Market Cipher. That's like 20% to 115. I hate the way this looks. Like, I hate the way it looks. I hate this like ascending BS all the way up, broad, like just looks like this, doesn't it? I would close long at all-time high if I was on it. Anything on the U.S. government not being able to trade anymore? Well, I don't think anybody's stopping the government from trading. What's up, one-legged beggar? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Cheers. Lyft. Lyft. Boo, boo, ba, doo, boo. Zoom out. Woo. Yep. This is why a great reason I don't love NASDAQ editions or IPOs. It's kind of crazy that Lyft is down despite, I mean, like, everybody uses like Lyft and Uber, DoorDash, all these delivery. It's hard to imagine their profits are down. But stocks don't really care about profits anymore. They're not really that interested. Their profits aren't. But you buy Bitcoin. It's not based on anything. It's only worth what people are willing to pay for it. It's all speculative. Stocks they have earnings and they have. Yeah, dude, but they don't care. Those things don't matter anymore. They mattered. I feel like they never actually mattered. But like for a while, for like many decades, there was an illusion that mattered, and that illusion is unraveled. Clearly it does not matter anymore. Clearly earnings irrelevant. SpaceX, biggest IPO ever, what were their earnings? Less than Walmart. $1 trillion valuation, 2 trillion or whatever. Yeah, all right. Lyft. I feel like Lyft is going to do something like this. It's probably going to take a bunch of time. I feel like it's going to move up to like 20-ish and then have like a fall down back around like 15. Something like that. Because you broke a lower low after a higher high. It does look like you're painting. It does look like you're eating away at resistance here at like 20. I think 220 is the play. Up to 20. I would not look to hold it much farther. This looks weird. I don't see like a clear cut anything. It's like you have an uptrend for now. But then in the bigger picture, I feel like this is what you're looking at. Maybe there's a scalp long on Lyft. What metrics do I use when trading a new coin to make sure it's not a pump and dump? I don't, to be honest. Yeah, dude, one leg bigger. That's the reason. There are no metrics. This is the problem with just shit coining. Honestly, like trading on Pump Fund or something is there's no metric. There's nothing. There's literally nothing that can like give you safety. Can like really give you any real idea that it's not a pump and dump. There are metrics that you can definitely identify them as pump and dumps. Like, let's say selling is disabled, right? Like that's just a scam. But like you can see things like, okay, well the dev, the creator has 99% of the coins or something from the start. Sure. Those things, it's like you can point to them and go, that's obviously like, I'm obviously just going to lose my money. Just a pump and dump or a scam or a rug or whatever. But there is nothing on the other side of the coin that you can say this is not for sure. So there's information that you can say this is for sure, and then there isn't information that allows you to say this is safe. That's why I just don't do it. I don't think that it makes sense to do it. I think that people are sold this like dream of like, oh, you could become a millionaire overnight, bro. The only people that become millionaires overnight with like meme coins and stuff are the people doing the rugs and the pump and dumps. I have been on YouTube 7 years live streaming, trading and crypto content, and I've never once in my life met anyone online or in real life. You know, I've gone to all these events too and met all these people that has ever done that, has ever been like, I bought into some crazy degen coin and I made him bajillion dollars overnight. Like it just doesn't, it's not real. It's not a real thing. The ruggers and the scammers are selling this dream that it's real, and it's just not. It's just not real. What's up, DBX? How you doing, bro? Tone. What's up, Tone Loke? How you doing, bro? Oil's behaving weirdly. Oil got the memo. We won the war for the 21st time. 34th time. What's up, Dark Side? Give you a trade, big bro. All right, little bro. Little bro. Little bro. Was it Goog? Not financial advice. Wait. No, Goog isn't there. Not the Goog. Not financial advice. And I'm not giving you a trade to trade. But I will tell you a trade that I have. We had to take profit on Coreweave. I think you could do a short on Coreweave. I still think 100 is the better short, the better target. By the way, that long hit, boom. We didn't even update this yet. %. Let's go. But I think a short can be played there. I'd probably keep a stop loss tight at like 95, and then if that gets stopped, you could look to reopen it up here to 100 and 101. That's where the short is originally. But typically people are impatient when they say give me a trade. They mean right now. So there you are. There you go. I'm not taking it. Not financial advice. But I think it could be done. It's logically implied by the long profit taking that the position could be reversed. What else was there? I feel like there was something else. GME wrecked. Maybe a short on any GME bounce. Like any GME bounce, I could see a short. 21. Even 20. 50. Lift targets for you. 23. 29. It could be. You think Bitcoin's going up? Not really. I would like it to. I think that it could potentially go as high as like 70,000-ish in August. Like 70, let me get the exact down. 200-day moving average is at 70,600. I could see that. Actually, it's getting really juicy. The 200-day is about to cross the major bear market trend line. Wouldn't it be a bad spot or a bad time to go test it? The major bear market bottom line. We already did reject from it once, so less probability of retesting it. Better probability of breaking it if we retest it. But as this comes down, and it looks like that'll be by this weekend, I think that will be attractive to price. I think price will look to move to it, even if it is looking for another leg down into the end of this month or October, wherever. For the top 20 to be safe, you know, and it's like that's the logic in crypto, beggar, but that hasn't been that safe either. The top 20 have done jack. What's up, Barry? They've done jack. They've been bad. They've not had a good time. You should join our Discord if you haven't joined the Discord. Discord.gg/TomCrown. So quiet, man. I thought that streaming was like the worst when Bitcoin was like down and crashing. But it's the worst when it's done nothing. Like, this is brutal. It's brutal. It's crazy. 420 time, let's go. Get it, Ed. Maybe I'll partake after the stream. GG no re. Sol does look, you know, I thought Sol was good for a bounce here at 75. This kind of continued lower high, lower low nonsense is obviously ugly, and I thought was weak. And it probably is weak if it trades under 70 again. But when I invert the chart, this perspective makes me think that it's going to make another leg up. I don't know where it will stop, you know, this bleeding. But here's your momentum leg. June, trade down to 63. It rallied to 83. Now you're doing the same momentum leg. It's longer. I feel like you're going to make the same move. Then you zoom out and you see like an even bigger momentum leg. I don't know. I think that has some like longer term potential. I'm not a big Sol fan, but I think this wants to break up, maybe just like to the 90s, something like that. The upside down chart has you confused. Dude, it's weird because this looks so crappy to me and it looks so weak. And then I invert it and I'm like, how does it still looks weak? So I can interpret that I'm having bias when I look at this chart. It can't look bearish when you invert it and when it's uninverted. It can't look bullish when it's both inverted and uninverted. That means there's a bias at play. I think there's a lot of bias just from crypto in general. It's like, it feels and it seems and the chart looks as if a move to the downside is just inevitable. Like that any upside move that we get is likely just like a dead cat bounce and we go lower at least one more time. And then potentially we're done going down for the bear market. And so you apply that across the space and it's like, bullish charts on altcoins, I feel like it's only a matter of time until they reverse and they wipe out that bullishness and they look terrible again. Nah, not on the Sol train. I'm on the DOS Peach train, my guy. How you doing, bro? What do I think about the BIP 110 soft fork? I was saying this earlier. So Bitcoin, I value and I believe in Bitcoin because it is a decentralized and it's decentralized, the network. If I had a choice, I would probably just say no. We're going to like cut out spam. We're not going to allow NFTs or whatever on the block. That's what I would probably say if I was the dictator and the centralized authority of Bitcoin. But if I could do that, then it wouldn't be decentralized. It wouldn't be Bitcoin, and it wouldn't be the thing I believe in. So when it comes down to what do I think about the fork, whatever miners in the network decides is the right choice. That probably is to keep the spam, because in theory, this is a thing about Bitcoin is I've always said, if you want to spam the network, spam the network. You have to pay, you're paying the miners, you're paying their bills. So it can't be a bad thing. I don't know. It's weird. If I had my say in it, I probably wouldn't have it. But I think that it probably will stay this way because I think miners will favor it. And whatever the outcome is, that's what it is. And think about this. Even if we don't do the BIP or whatever this time, we don't do the soft fork, that can still happen down the road. It can happen at any time. It doesn't have to happen now. It's interesting. I think that at the end of the day, is probably just not that important. I mean, what's the mem block at? What's up, Kahar? Following. Appreciate you, bro. I think you're the first person to follow because TikTok keeps deciding to like restrict our visibility for no reason. Thanks, TikTok. This is my content. Fork.lol. Let's see. Mempool. What's the mempool at? Let me see. Average fee for Bitcoin transaction today. 3 sats per byte. There you go. 3 sats per byte right now. Spam doesn't seem like that big of a problem. I guess the argument is like that it's an attack vector in a way. When Bitcoin does have more. What's up, Random Evo? Reposted the stream. Hell yeah, bro. Welcome. When Bitcoin, when Bitcoin is in a bullish state and there's more transactions going on and more interest, that it's like an attack vector that people can spam at the right time to cause disruption. But I don't think that there is a way to mitigate that. I think if you weren't going to do it with meme coins and JPEGs or whatever, you could just do it with regular transactions too. And it's just not something I think that's really solvable. I think the market over time will solve it because it won't value those things, those spams. And I think over time, the people that spam will pay the miners and they will lose their money. And I think that's just the only solution there is. That's the way I see it. Dang. Randy, you lost a 5-figure trade because your chart was inverted? You vowed never to invert it again? You know what's funny is most people would be better traders if they just always had their charts inverted. Like at all times. Most people. The majority of traders would do better if their charts were inverted and they didn't know. What's up, 𝐒�0𝐲? Bitcoin to 35K, I think that's very reasonable based on the last bear markets we've streamed through. What is getting interesting, though, is there's not really that much time to do it. That would mean that we would have some really, really spicy moves, some very volatile moves coming in not a very long period of time. So let's say by the end of the year, or else it no longer really fits the 4-year cycle. We only have 150 days. 150 to trade almost 50% down. Running out of time. And if we say, okay, by October, say by midway through October, like October, November, it's only like 3 months. This is certainly possible. But price action would have to look kind of something like this. It would have to look a lot like that for it to happen. How you doing? What's up, Alex O Crypto, my guy? Alex O has been doing good numbers. You've built a strong community. I'm happy for you. What's up, awesome? Light years away. Light years away. Chandler, how you doing, man? Behind the Helens. Vibing. Weird, when I type in the Instagram chat, it does not work. Let's gonna end that. What's up, Josh? And close this one. Oh, my boys, my boys, my boys. It's good to see you, my friend. Maybe I'll see you in Miami in November. Benjamin Cohen's conference. What's up, Forex Forever? I am speaking at the ITCC, the first into the Cryptoverse conference in Miami in November. I miss Miami. It's going to be a good time. All right, boys. You know what to do. Join the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Make sure you've liked and subscribed to the channel. Follow me on YouTube at Tom Crown, at Tom Crown Official on TikTok, at Tom Crown Official on Facebook. All the links are in the YouTube video description below. Sign up with our exchange partners, BYD Fine Femex. You can sign up and trade there from anywhere in the world. No restrictions. We'll be live again on Friday. Hopefully a little more spice then. Look forward to seeing you. Cheers.